This podcast is sponsored by Eucora.
I've always gotten a ton of UTIs. I tried everything. Cranberry products never worked. I felt like I had no choices and constant anxiety. I needed a better option. I'm Jenna Ryan, founder of Eucora.
Eucora is a urinary health company that specializes in UTI education and UTI relief products. They also make urinary tract health supplements so you can finally get ahead. All of Eucora's supplements were built in collaboration with doctors and scientists, leveraging the latest in urinary health research using ingredients found in nature.
Eucora can help put the power back in your hands.
Try Eucora today. Get 30% off your first Eucora order when you text OPTION to 64,000. Text OPTION to 64,000 to get 30% off. That's OPTION to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Eucora. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at Eucora.com. Reply STOP to STOP. HELP for help.
Now, for background's sake, just as a reminder, this is all part of the me getting towards the Who Are These Free Beers shows, which I'm figuring out how they're going to work as we speak when it comes to getting the clips and how often I should do the show. And last week on Ben and Eric, we did kind of like a little mini segment of Who Are These Free Beers, which basically is just the same thing as Who Are These Podcasts or Who Are These Zanes, listening to clips and making fun of them. Okay, so one of the things I did was I had that clip of Kelly Cheese, which so many of you, it's like, you're, oh my God, you know, and then free beer. Yeah. And I made those into the Kelly Cheese ringtone and the free beer ringtone. And then, of course, Kelly.
Christmas, incredible. New York, come to Oregon, come here. Temperature, algorithms, incredible. For crust, cripple.
Some very weird things with her mouth when it comes to R words. And then just this weirdness.
That's so expensive. Yes. I looked it up. I was like, free beer. I remember what, though? Jesus. Haven't seen it. It was a little obnoxious. That's so expensive.
I think it was Adam who described her voice as a, described her because of the voice as a clapped out smoker hag. Well, anyway, Henry, Jesus, D Squarius Green, he reached out and said that on the Free Beer and Hot Wings show from Friday, they were actually in Albany, New York, doing their show live. And Squarius heard this and tipped me off about it. They're doing their What Did You Learn segment, where they write something down that they think is funny from earlier in the show, and then out of context, they repeat it at the end of the show. And it doesn't really make any sense if you're just listening then. You would have had to have listened to the whole show for it to make any sense. So it doesn't make sense. But if you heard it when it happened, it may. And it made sense definitely to Kelly Cheese. She laughed at this. Here you go.
Steve, what did you learn? I learned, free beer, that you come from a long line of handsy dicks.
He said, easy. You need to check out this clip. And he gave me a timestamp for that laugh.
Steve, what did you learn? I learned, free beer, that you come from a long line of handsy dicks.
All right, isolated. That might be worse than that.
Steve, what did you learn? I learned, free beer, that you come from a long line of handsy dicks.
What do you think is worse, Laugh Track 1 or Laugh Track 2? Can I get a vote in the room? Which is worse, 1 or 2? Ryan says 2. Linda says 2. Maureen says 1 is worse. Don O says, I just puked a little bit in my mouth. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll never get hard again. Chris says, add it to the end of 1. It's like it's a motor just about to start. I think I know what you're saying. Linda says, I hate her from the laugh alone. All right, I think it's unanimous. I think 2 has supplanted 1.
Yeah.
When I was listening back to that laugh, something stood out to me. That I was like, where have I heard that before?
Steve, what did you learn? I learned free beer that you come from a long line of handsy dicks.
The end. That last 2 breaths. Does that sound like something that you've heard before? Because it stood out to me, and it took a second, and then I was able to place it. And I'm wondering if you guys are hearing what I heard to see. Because I have a comparison here. I'm not going to lie to you. I have ready to go a comparison of what that reminded me of. Does that ring a bell to any of you, the last part of that laugh? Because to me, Ryan says it's the Maureen impression. No, not at all. Hey!
Hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat, gonna make you way you shake that thing gonna make you burn, gonna make you Hey, baby, when you walk that way, watch honey drip, can't keep
That's it. Cheese Zeppelin. Oh my God. As soon as I heard that, I was like, this sounds like Robert Plant. Holy shit. Well, I got great joy out of that. I hope you did too.